Hey guys, it's the Lego Mindstorm guy, and this is Challenger series, and this is Challenge 1 Part 2 episode, and this is basically episode 2. This is my new robot. I went for a different design. Instead of shooting it down, I've just modified, which you'll see in how I modified it in a second. But basically what I did is I attached this swinging arm to a motor, so what it's going to be able to do is it's going to swing down, and you can't quite see it, but I'll move it along. And the bottle will be here, and it will come down, and there's this. I'm going to try to show this to you. There is a curve right there, and that's going to make sure, if it doesn't work, I'll try again without that on. But what they should do is that curve should bounce off the rim of the drink bottle, pushing it over. Yeah. So I'll show you how it was made right now. Okay, you've just seen how I built it, and now I'm going to try something different. I'm actually going to program it with you guys, so you can actually see how I programmed this. So what my idea is what we're going to do is we're going to create a new file as soon as it opens up. I've got a not a very great computer. Okay, here we go. I'm just going to quickly grab my robot. Okay, I've got my robot, and this is what I'm going to do. With my robot, there's a cool little feature. When you turn it on, which I just did, is you can go to View, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. And you can go motor rotations. So you can go motor rotations or motor degrees. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go motor degrees, and then I'm going to choose my swinging arm, which I will show quickly. And if I remember correctly, my swinging arm is A. So what it does is it records it from its first point as you turn it, and it was not A. A is not the motor I used. It was C, I'm pretty sure. No, I used B. Imagine that. Okay, it was B. So, sorry about the noise. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to B, and as you won't be able to see this, but I'll show it, make a video on this, you can turn it, and I've just let mine down fully away, and that's 90 degrees. It is a 90-degree turn to get it back up and down. I'll put it back to 92. Okay, so what we're going to do first, sorry about the dogs barking. So what we're going to do is we're first going to get a loop, and then that's going to make sure that everything that we put in here is going to automatically repeat. We're going to do it forever. We don't want it to, for a sensor or anything. We just want to do it forever. We don't want to counter or anything. So we're just going to do it. And then we're going to go to flow, and we're going to put a switch in. What this switch is going to do is it will... There is things for sensors, but they don't work very well. I have tried them, but I find them very complicated. But I like the switch a lot better. So if you're going to do this, I suggest using the switch. I'm going to change this to ultrasonic sensor because that's the sensor we use. And now here, I'm in Australia, so I'm using centimeters. You can use inches if you like. But as I said in the last video, the arena is 53 centimeters squared. Well, 53 centimeters apart, all the water bottles. So I'm going to make this sense for half of that would be 26.5. But I'm going to put it just to 30 because that will be easiest. So enter that in by pressing enter. And now you'll see is these the flower and the mountains. This is basically the switch. If it sees, you probably won't be able to see that question mark, but I can't zoom in on this program. So what we'll do is, this little question mark, basically what it's saying is, it'll see what the sensor is detecting, and if it's within 30 centimeters, it'll go up to whatever one the flower is doing, which is going to be within. And if it doesn't, if it's further away, doesn't see anything, it will go to this one. So down here, we're going to go into common, and we're going to put in a move. And for this move, we're going to get it to turn. And I don't know why I've programmed this really weird, so it's going to be A and C who's going to turn. And they're going to turn. And we're going to put that at about speed of 50. And we're going to put this onto unlimited. The speed of 50 means, so when it's turning, if it goes on 100, it will just keep turning. it will miss things. And as you saw in my last video, that's what my fail was, that I forgot to put in a brake, and I also forgot to program it quite slowly because it was spun, and as it spun, it didn't have enough time to react and stop to shoot. It would keep spinning and shoot a little bit later. It would miss the model every time. It got a few when it got a bit behind. But yeah, so now this is at 50. I might even take it down to 40. Sometimes when you're doing smaller ones, you can do that. So I'm going to put that down to 40. It might run a bit slower. But then up here, what we're going to do is going to make it do a stop, which is just by clicking that. It will automatically change that to A and B. That will stop automatically, and now we're going to put in, this only just lasts a few seconds. It will stop all movements. And now we'll put this one in, and we're going to make it go forwards on A and B. I don't know why I programmed it like that. You should always put it on B and C. We're going to make it, I don't know, I'll make it just 50 because who cares. And we're going to make it go degrees. I'm going to use that same thing I used last time. I will definitely make a video on this. I'll probably make one. This will probably be my next video. And we'll go A. And what will happen is I'll just turn it, which is not that one. Wrong one. I went rotations. I could go degrees. So if I go port A for this, I want to see. I'm just going to turn this. I'm going to actually roll this on a desk. I'll be right back. Okay, what I did was I basically just rolled that forwards, and I got 284 degrees. So what I'm going to do is change this to 284 degrees. This is something that you can call, it's like making the robot do precise movements. Now, as we can remember that 90 degrees we got, with that 90 degrees we found, we're going to put this in here. I'm going to do this at high speed because we want to make sure this hits it properly. We're going to put in 90 degrees down here, and that's going to be for B only because that is the motor. And now, the only problem we might have with this one, which I'm going to actually do a trial with this, these videos are going to be a lot longer, which is going to be horrible for me, but I've got about 3 minutes to go, but I'll try to do this. If I'm using a program, you can only record for 10 minutes if you wanted to know. So, degrees. For this, I'm going to put it to about 96. I don't know why I have a fascination with going at 96. I'm going to really crank this one up. Actually, putting it to about 94. Adding that little bit of extra degree on it, just in case, because lifting up takes a lot more power. Sometimes the motor can't spin quite properly, and then also it avoids it from falling back over. So actually 96 will probably have done it better, because the arm is quite heavy, so 96 will probably do that quite well. And we'll put that back onto B, and we'll put that for backwards. And now what we're going to have to do is we're going to put another move in, which is going to be backwards at 50. 49, who cares? Degrees for 284. Let me just check that. 284. Yep, I was right. 284, I'll just change that to 50 because that will bug me. 284, and that will be A and... Okay, and now that's going to go backwards. So this is what it's going to do. It's going to do that. And that will reset it. And it shouldn't detect a bottle, so I reckon this will work, and I'm going to try this out. I'll show you this, and if it doesn't work, we'll come back and change it. Okay, you would have saw my attempts, and you saw that the actual power that we put in, putting these at 100% wasn't the greatest idea, I don't think, because as you saw, I'll show you 2 attempts, my first attempt and my second attempt, like you've already seen. They actually pulled itself. The first time I actually put the hammer on one side, it flung itself off going forwards. Second time it flung it off, and then also taking this at 50, making it spin at 40 wasn't good enough, so I'll bump that up to 60, and now that's going to And I'm going to I've completely ditched the idea of the hammer, and I'm just going to, instead of doing that, I'm just going to do rotations, 2 rotations, full speed. That one's going to be rotations, 2 rotations backwards. And now this is going to, basically what it's going to do is it's going to ram it. And that should work. So this is my new trial version of it, so I think that should work. I'm not sure, but I'll try it out now. One more thing I forgot to change, which was kind of stupid, is this is set to B. It needs to be set to A and C. So that should work, A and C, A and C, A and C. Now this one should work. I'm not going to show you the trial I just did because you don't want to see it, and it lasts about 30 seconds, so you don't want to see it. But here, I'm going to download this one, and this one should work. I reckon it's going to work great. So, here we go. Okay, sorry about this. I'm just not gonna finish this challenge because it's just, the programming's all stupid. I'd have to start a whole new one. I'd have to probably build an entire new robot because this robot's not working like it wanted to. Parts aren't working properly, so I'd have to build a whole new robot. And I'm not gonna finish this challenge, but I will come back with another challenge, and I'll also come back with a tutorial or show you the things, the data logging, basically, the sensor requirements, I don't know what to call it yet, but I'll get it something. But yeah, I'm sorry about that, but yeah, doesn't really matter because I haven't quite. It'll take me a while to get this fixed up, so. But yeah, so as you can see, I'm just not gonna finish this one. So sorry about that, but I will continue with another another challenge. So yeah, see you back then when I get my challenge designed.